Coming your way on Good Morning Nebraska, we have a look as folks here at home were out and about celebrating the new year.
Yep, and at 6:20, anticipation is high for the next Avengers movie coming out in a few months. I'm one of those people who will be going to see it.
Of course you are.
Yep.
Later in the show, your top stories in sports for 2018. NTV's Nate Brown breaks it down for us. Well, Happy New Year and good morning for joining us. I'm Jessica Stevenson.
I'm Tim Wright. If you stayed up till midnight and you're actually watching us, props to you.
Right? Congratulations.
You are a trooper is what
or
you
I'm
are.
so sorry.
Or very sorry, yeah. Or maybe you want to go back to bed. Go back to bed, then.
Just crawl back in.
I made it to about 10, which is pretty good for me, honestly.
Late for you.
Yeah, that is late for me.
Yeah, I did not make it that late. No.
It's all right. Just, you know, I went to bed and told the family Happy New Year.
See you next year.
Yeah, see you next year. It's fine.
Well, you just saw that countdown video from so many of the celebrations throughout central Nebraska, and we're going to have so much more later on. But let's get talking our New Year's Day weather.
I know she's still asleep, so I'm going to bring this up. Sarah sent me a Snapchat last night.
Did
I don't know
she
if
really?
you got the same one.
No.
It was just her walking down the street in this giant scarf, and the temperature was like 6 degrees, and she's just like, this is it. This is how I die.
She hates the cold.
It is. If you were out last night, I hope you bundled up. And if you're going to be out this morning, it is extremely cold. Wind chill advisories are still in place. And I think by the end of the week, it actually could be pretty nice out there.
Yeah, it looks like we're breaking our average highs.
Yeah, average highs about 35. We could be near 45 by Friday. So just get through today and tomorrow morning.
All right. There's hope.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Well, developing overnight, we're learning new information on a situation near Elba. Throughout the night into the morning hours, Howard County Police kept informing the public on Facebook about an ongoing situation in that area. Now, not many details were released, but in the post they said, quote, "Please keep doors locked and secured and be safe." Also, Highway 11 from Elba to Highway 22 is shut down with no travel advised, end quote. At about 4 this morning, the Nebraska State Patrol posting the following information to the public that there was no longer an ongoing threat to the public and that the suspect is now in custody near Elba. Again, no further details were released and we're still not exactly sure what happened. But we are continuing to follow this story and we'll bring you the very latest details as they become available to us. Now back to those celebrations. Folks from all over central Nebraska put on their dancing shoes and made their way to Hastings for a New Year's celebration. Music, food, champagne, and the companionship of friends. One couple who made their way all the way from North Platte shares with us the environment of the party.
The crowd was extra lively tonight. It was
Now NTV News decided to ask folks after the New Year's what they're looking forward to this coming year. Here's what a few people had to say.
I'm just looking forward to spending it with our little one. He's almost...
And in Kearney, over 600 people braved the cold temperatures to celebrate the new year at the Eunice Center. Owner Paul Eunice says folks have come from as far as Lincoln and Ogallala to right here in central Nebraska for the festivities, complete with a live band and champagne toast at midnight.
All New Year's Eve celebration is a lot of them has hotel rooms, and then everybody bought the ticket, committed, and came down.
He adds this is the 7th year hosting New Year's celebrations, and they plan to continue as this is an annual event. Around the nation, millions of people across the globe celebrated the end of 2018 and the start of 2019. John Lawrence reports and has a look at all those celebrations.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now we here at NTV News want to know how you celebrated the new year. Please send us your photos and videos of how you rang in 2019 using your Chime In feature on our mobile app or on our website, nebraska.tv. And for those of you sending them in, you might even see them on air during one of our newscasts. Nebraska's 3rd District Congressman says 2018 was a productive year. Representative Adrian Smith praised several bills. One he says will allow landowners to repay their portion of federal irrigation infrastructure loans instead of paying only the interest as they have for decades. That's still waiting to be signed. Smith also pointed to the controversial WOTUS rule revision that rolled back Obama-era changes and the FAA's reauthorization bill that helps fund Nebraska airports. New Year's Eve is arguably the biggest night of the year for alcohol consumption. It's also notoriously dangerous on the roads. If you're still out right now, as in previous years, AAA is taking action with its Holiday Safe Ride program to help cut down on drunk driving. According to the organization's website, many AAA clubs offered safe ride services for members and non-members alike. The availability of the program varies by state. Here in the Cornhusker State, the program is available statewide. Turning to more news around the region, we're learning more details as a man was arrested in a pursuit after a trooper observed a pickup truck traveling 95 miles per hour along Highway 11. The incident happened around 5 early Sunday morning. Nebraska State Patrol says a trooper attempted a traffic stop, but the vehicle increased its speed, traveling through Cairo at more than 110 miles per hour. NSP says the vehicle reached more than 130 miles per hour during the pursuit. The vehicle came to a stop after its engine caught fire. 22-year-old Jacob Sauter was arrested for willful reckless driving, felony flight to avoid arrest, speeding to avoid arrest, and other charges. We're also learning a driver in Merritt County called to report herself driving intoxicated. The Merritt County Sheriff's Office posted this photo to their Facebook page Monday afternoon. The Sheriff's Office says, quote, drivers find herself on Santa's naughty list after self-reporting driving while intoxicated, end quote. Deputies located the vehicle and driver on Batter Park Road. They say the driver was wearing Christmas attire, including shoes that said, "Get lit," and was arrested for driving under the influence and tested 3 times over the legal limit. Maybe later this morning if you want to go for a run or for the first day of January or you want to meal prep. But before your resolutions can be tested, you might need to know which stores are open on New Year's Day. Major stores like Target and Walmart will be open for business on New Year's Day. Hy-Vee also says they will be open, which is convenient for all of you wanting to grab your groceries. Among the other list of places open for the first day of the year are Kohl's, Marshall's, Best Buy, Walgreens, and the Hilltop Mall in Kearney, which will be open from noon until 6. Now, we do want to mention that although some of these places will be open, it's important to note the hours. Many businesses say they'll be open for limited hours, so be sure to check your local locations before you head out the door. And time now to send it on over to Tim for a look at our New Year's Day forecast. Tim?
Or just stay home where it's warm. It is very cold out there this morning. We continue with...
Thanks, Tim. Coming up next, members of a COZAD hospice care agency are continuing a unique yet lasting holiday tradition. And the latest as authorities at McConnell Air Force Base in Kansas are investigating after 2 people were found dead late Sunday. These stories and more in your next half hour. And later in sports, Nate Brown fills us in on our top stories of the year. These and more still coming your way. Coming up on NTV News at noon, Nebraska's legislative session officially kicking off just about 2 hours ago. We bring you a live report next from NTV's Steve White, who's out in the capital city covering day 1. And appearing in court for the first time today is a local priest accused of raping a woman last year. We bring you the latest updates as our very own Alex Whitney was at the hearing this morning covering it all. Plus, as the government shutdown continues, we have more as President Donald Trump is expected to meet with leaders of both parties at the White House. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jessica Stevenson. Time now to start off our noon news in the Weather Center with meteorologist Tim Wright. Tim, what's in store for us?
Well, Jessica, we have cooled off a little bit from the past couple of days. No, here in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Tim. Making headlines this noon hour, the Valley County priest charged with first-degree sexual assault of an adult appearing in front of a judge for the first time this morning. Our very own NTV's Alex Whitney was at that hearing and joins us now live from Ord. Alex, what can you tell us?
Yes, Jessica. Reverend John Alex Whitney, back to you, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Alex. Definitely a developing situation. The 106th Nebraska legislative session kicks off. The first day welcomes 13 new senators to the unicameral. NTV's Steve White follows the legislator for us now and joins us with the latest. Steve, What can you tell us? How is it going?
Well, that's right, Jessica. Today is day one of the Nebraska legislative session. Later tonight on NTV. Jessica?
Thank you so much, Steve. We are now into day 19 of the partial government shutdown, and as the situation becomes increasingly dire, there are a growing number of congressional Republicans who are saying that the government should be reopened right away. Meanwhile, the White House says the president may still move forward by himself, not yet declaring a national emergency, but it's not off the table. ABC's Lana Zach has the latest from Washington.
ABC News, Washington.
Everything but the kitchen sink. Police say they caught 2 people loading up contents of a Grand Island home, including the bathroom rug, early this morning. Police say they saw the 2 just after midnight in the 500 block of North Broadwell loading up a pickup, saying it looked like the couple were moving out of the home. When the couple couldn't tell the officer who lived in the house, the officer then arrested 37-year-old Franklin Thomas and 30-year-old Michelle Wallace on suspicion of burglary. Police say it looked like they were taking everything from the house, including a computer, silverware, plates, and even the curtains. They say Wallace faces additional charges after trying to destroy a meth pipe while being handcuffed. The Nebraska Department of Agriculture is asking students to show the beauty of the state's ag industry by entering the NDA's annual poster contest. The contest, in its 16th year, is open to all Nebraska students in grades 1st through 6th. The contest, which is divided into 3 age categories, 1st and 2nd grade students, 3rd and 4th grade students, and 5th and 6th grade students. Entries must be postmarked by the March 1st deadline. For more information on how a student can enter, we have the details on our website, nebraska.tv. The NDA says they'll be announcing the winners during National Ag Week, which is March 10th through the 16th. And now Tim Wright is joining us with a check of that forecast. It's getting a little bit cooler than yesterday.
Yeah, we're not going to be quite as warm as we've seen the last several days, but you know, by January, more about that coming up next.
Thanks, Tim. And still to come your way this noon hour, we're showing you disturbing surveillance video as a man is caught licking one family's doorbell for hours nonstop. Plus, it's something many of us do, as much as it can be tempting to skip breakfast to save time in the morning. A new study is saying it could be putting your health at serious risk.
NTV, Central and Western Nebraska's most watched news.
Welcome back. A couple in New York State is outraged as they say their child's fingertip was severed while he was at daycare. Rena Roy reports the daycare is being investigated by the state.
At 21 months old,
taking care of your children.
Stay with us. We have another look at your full forecast when we come back. Welcome back. It's giving people a way to see current trends and get new ideas when building or remodeling. Joining us now in the NTV News studio to talk to us about the annual Home and Builder Show this weekend are Andy and Kay. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about this expo that's coming up this weekend.
Well, it's this weekend, so it's
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So.
Perfect. And so for anyone who's never been there before, tell us what we can expect to see there. All right. Well, thank you both so much for coming in.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And for even more local events in your area, just log on to nebraska.tv and click on our community calendar. We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast. Welcome back. What are your final thoughts?
Certainly could be worse for January. Actually not too bad. The winds are light, plenty of sunshine, just kind of some high-level clouds mixing in. We should top out, man.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Tim.
All right, that'll do it.
Thank you all for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.